Hey, Steeler Nation. Before we dive into today's major news, let's take a second. If you're excited to see this team getting better every day, and if you believe in the black and gold, go ahead and smash that like button. And make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a single update. Listen, this team is working hard, man. Every decision they make right now is about one thing: getting back to greatness. Bringing home the results we all expect. And today, we've got some exclusive takes from none other than NFL insider Mel Kyper on where the Steelers stand right now, and what it all really means for Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard, Mike Tomlin, and the entire 2025 season. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Let's get into it. All right, here's the deal. NFL draft guru Mel Kyper just dropped an absolute truth bomb about the Pittsburgh Steelers' 2025 draft strategy. According to Kyper, the Steelers' draft decisions, especially at quarterback, are sending a very clear message. They feel good about signing Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, you heard that right. Kyper graded Pittsburgh's draft as a B- overall. Respectable, but not spectacular. He pointed out that the Steelers didn't grab a quarterback early. In fact, they waited until round 6 to pick up Ohio State's Will Howard. And Kyper says that only makes sense if the Steelers are confident they're going to land Rodgers. Otherwise, he warns that Mike Tomlin's 18-year streak of finishing 500 or better could be in serious danger. Here's exactly what Kyper wrote for ESPN. The Steelers must feel really good about their chances of signing Aaron Rodgers. That's the only explanation for their approach to the 2025 draft. And if they don't land Rodgers or pull some other magic at QB, Coach Mike Tomlin's 18-year streak of going at least 500 could end. That's a powerful statement. Kyper basically says, the entire Steelers season could hinge on whether or not Rodgers is wearing black and gold by the time training camp rolls around. And let's be real. When you look at the Steelers' quarterback room right now, it's clear why this is such a big deal. Current QBs Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, Skylar Thompson. Look, Mason Rudolph has stepped up in the past, no question. But is he the guy to lead this offense into deep playoff runs? Most fans would say no. Will Howard, tons of potential. We'll break down his game in a minute. But he's a rookie 6th rounder, not a plug-and-play starter. And Skylar Thompson, good depth, but not likely to push for the starting role. Bottom line, the Steelers need a proven veteran if they want to contend right now. Rodgers would be the guy to immediately change the entire landscape. Now, if Rodgers does sign with Pittsburgh, here's the vision. Rodgers takes over immediately as the starter. Will Howard develops behind him with no pressure. Rudolph and Thompson battle for backup roles. The Steelers' offense finally becomes a serious threat with DK Metcalf, George Pickens, Jaylen Warren, and Caleb Johnson surrounding him. Rodgers could absolutely light it up. Arthur Smith's new offense is begging for a QB who can still throw darts and hit big plays deep downfield. But if Pittsburgh doesn't land Rodgers, things could get ugly, fast. As Kyper points out, the Steelers didn't spend an early pick on a quarterback. They passed on first-round options, and that would leave them scrambling, either sticking with Rudolph, rushing Will Howard into action, or possibly trying to snag another veteran like Kirk Cousins. Not an ideal situation if you're trying to keep Tomlin's winning streak alive. All right, let's talk about Will Howard. Forget the 6th-round label for a second. When you look at this kid's resume, it's impressive. 6'4", 235 pounds, big, strong QB, 73% completion percentage in 2024. Led Ohio State to a national title, threw for 4,010 yards, 35 TDs, just 10 picks. Offensive MVP in both the Cotton Bowl and the national championship. This guy knows how to win big games. Scouts rave about his strong arm, deep ball accuracy, leadership, poise in high-pressure moments. Now he's not perfect. Sometimes forces throws under pressure, needs to sharpen decision-making in tighter NFL windows. But overall, Will Howard has the tools to eventually become a serious contributor. If he gets the time to develop, especially behind a guy like Rodgers. Steelers fans could look back and see this pick as a massive steal. And let's not ignore the bigger picture here. Mike Tomlin is feeling the heat. No playoff wins in the last several years. A lot of early exits. And Steeler Nation, rightfully, demands more. Bringing in Rodgers could buy time, spark the offense, and silence the critics. But missing out could raise serious questions about the future. This 2025 season isn't just about competing. It's about proving that Pittsburgh still belongs among the AFC's elite. One thing has been crystal clear since the draft wrapped up. The Steelers are putting a major emphasis on upgrading the offensive skill positions. We all know it. Last season there were moments where the offense just didn't have enough juice. Not enough playmakers who could flip the field, extend drives, or turn a short catch into a big gain. Well, Burt Lawton, the Steelers' senior director of communications, announced that the team has agreed to terms with Indiana wide receiver Keshawn Williams, and he's not alone. Pittsburgh also added Rock Taylor, wide receiver from Memphis DJ Thomas Jones, fullback from South Alabama J.J. Galbraith, tight end from South Dakota. But today, let's zero in on Keshawn Williams, because this guy has the potential to be one of the real hidden gems from this undrafted free agent class. Let's start with a little background. Keshawn is a Philly native, grew up in Pennsylvania, starred at Springside Chestnut Hill Academy, and committed to Wake Forest as part of the 2020 recruiting class his first season. Quiet, just 3 catches for 44 yards as a true freshman. But when the Demon Deacons made their huge run to the ACC championship game in 2021, Williams became a real part of the offense, posting 404 yards and 3 touchdowns across 14 games. In 2022, he stepped it up even more. 553 yards on 39 catches, academic All-ACC honoree, smart, hard-working, steady improvement. That's what you want to see. Then came 2023, his final season at Wake Forest. 384 yards and a score on 38 catches. Not eye-popping, but consistent. But here's where it gets really interesting. Williams transferred to Indiana for his final college season. And guess what? He helped the Hoosiers to an 11-2 record, including a spot in the college football playoff. Playing against top competition, Williams racked up 8 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, 39 catches. That's big-time production in big-time games. And it shows that when given the opportunity, Williams can rise to the moment. That's the kind of mentality that Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan love to bet on. Now, what kind of player is Keshawn Williams exactly? At his pro day, he ran a 4.51-second 40-yard dash. Not blazing speed, but fast enough. He measured 5'9", 188 pounds, compact, strong build for a slot receiver. Lance Zierlein from NFL.com graded him as a late 7th round or priority free agent prospect and had some really interesting things to say. Box score scouting doesn't give enough insight into what Williams can bring to the table. He has a limited catch radius, but his toughness and hand strength help make up for it. He shines on catch-and-run opportunities and is extremely hard to bring down. Sound familiar? Think about guys like Deontay Johnson back when he first broke into the league. Smaller frame, elite toughness, slippery after the catch. And here's the thing. The Steelers aren't asking Keshawn Williams to come in and be WR1. They're looking for depth. They're looking for competition. They're looking for someone who can maybe, just maybe, develop into a real piece of this offense. Williams has versatility too. He offers kick and punt return ability. And listen, when you're trying to make an NFL roster as an undrafted free agent, being able to contribute on special teams can be the difference between getting cut and sticking around. Coach Tomlin always says it, the more you can do. Keshawn Williams is the kind of guy who can wear multiple hats. So now, Steeler Nation, it's your turn. Do you agree with Mel Kyper's take that the Steelers are betting it all on Aaron Rodgers? Are you confident in Will Howard as a potential future starter? What's your prediction? Is Rodgers really coming to Pittsburgh? Drop your thoughts in the comments. You guys always have the best takes, and I'll be shouting out the best ones in our next video. Before you head out, don't forget, hit that like button if you love seeing the Steelers making bold moves, and subscribe so you don't miss a second of the action this offseason. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Catch you next time.